Hey, I'm Randy, and you're watching The Cheap Audio Man. Here at The Cheap Audio Man, we talk about high-value hi-fi, home theater, and headphone equipment. And today we're having a sub $100 shootout, headphone shootout. So, ouch. Sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's have a sub $100 headphone shootout. Today's sponsor is Sith Audio Rusty Audiophile Channel Lock Pliers. That's right, working on a pesky drain or something you can't get off? Grab yourself a pair of Sith Audio Rusty Channel Lock Pliers. Completely certified to be 100% audiophile 32% of the time, times 3. That's right, Sith Audio Audiophile Rusty Channel Lock Pliers. First time, every time. It works 32% of the time, times 3. Headphones. Okay, so this video started from one of my patrons, John S. John S. is also the creator of Rocktopus. Well, he didn't maybe design Rocktopus. He certainly brought it into existence on a 3D printing machine, science machine. Rocktopus. Actually, I'm trying to get John to make enough of them so he can sell them out into the cosmos. So John sent me the Status SACB1-SM, solid model number, and then One Duo sent me the Monitor 60s. One Duo, you'll see them if you type in headphone into Amazon. A bunch of One Duo products are going to come up. So they have a ton of different headphones, all affordable stuff. And then I have my trusty AKG K361s. And then another one of my, oh my goodness, another one of my patrons, Brock, sent me the Sennheiser HD280 Pro. It's not the amateur version, it's the Pro version. And then finally, I just dropped these on the floor. This is for comparison only, because this is a little bit outside the price range. But it is the Audio-Technica M50X, okay? These are just for comparison. You'll know why here in a second. So the Status, I'm gonna open up the box. This is not an unboxing though. Why? Because I think unboxings are stupid. I'm not saying that you're stupid if you like unboxings. I'm just saying, personally, me, I think unboxings are stupid. Okay? Okay. They come in this box like this. They're all folded up. They actually feel pretty good when you pull them out of the drawer, out of the box. Come with a couple of cables. Pretty nice cables too. Another cable. All right, so let's check them out. Let's see what they look like. Upon first pickup, they feel pretty good. They have kind of a nice little thing, but upon closer examination, we start to see lots of plastic. Not to say plastic is bad. A lot of headphones are made from plastic. But this right here feels a little chintzy. This right here feels a little chintzy. Pads are nice. Either a fake leather or something like that, but the pads actually seem pretty nice. They're fairly comfortable too. The headband also seems pretty good. Yokes right here, very plasticky. And this right here feels like it could be the point of failure to me. Or this right here, because these are all made from the same plastic. This whole assembly, the ear cups seem pretty solid, but this whole assembly here feels pretty cheap. The headband feels fine though. They feel pretty good on the head. They're comfy. The band actually touches a lot of your head, so you're probably not going to get a hot spot with these. These are all closed back, by the way. Ear pads come off in the usual fashion. Has a recessed 3.5 millimeter connection right in here. You really have to get in there. It locks in as well. I don't know if you know Status, but they seem to be a new headphone company. They have a very fancy marketing video where they walk around trains and stuff like that, talking about the great headphone conspiracy and why they can make headphones much cheaper than anybody else, better quality, better sound, everything. And it's all going to be less to the consumer because they're getting away from the headphone conspiracy, the Illuminati that's controlling all the major headphone, wired headphone business out there. Okay, check out the video. Looks like it was very expensive to make. All right, let's look at the One Duos. Okay, same thing. Ooh, One Duo making noise. All right, One Duo's packaging, a little bit fancier. Another headphone comes out. Now, immediately when I pull the One Duos out, model 60, they feel lighter than the Status. They come with a nice cord too. And weird leather looking carry case. And then they come with another cord too. Sorry. All right, so let's look at the One Duo. First of all, they're kind of floppy all over the place, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. They rotate, and then sometimes you have to go like that to get them back. Okay, they flop. Their headband, hey, look at that. Seems very similar to the Status, and we're about ready to see to another headphone as well. Same type of rotation. This plastic feels slightly better, but again, same rotating thing. Now, on the back here, they're trying to fake you out. They have a piece of, looks like aluminum there, with some lines etched into it. But if you turn around the back, it's actually plastic on the back. They're faking you out. Headband is good. I like the headband design. If we'll call it that. I like the headbands on both of them because they do a good job of contacting your head. Let's see if the curves are about the same. Hey, look at that. They're curved exactly the same. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, ear pads, very good actually. Very deep. These are deeper ear pads than on the Status. They feel good on the head again, and these are lighter. Very cheesy, like metal, and this is plastic, so very cheesy little badging here, right and left. The Status, they have the right and left right here. Okay, so if we look at the Audio Technicas, we will see almost, and I'll take pictures of this, an identical, if not an identical, maybe the sizing's a little bit different, rotating, very similar ear cup holder. We have the same aluminum etched, this is on the back of plastic though too, and the same exact headband curve, exactly the same headband curve. So if I was a betting man, I would say that somebody took a look at the Audio Technica M50s, which incidentally is one of the most popular headphones out there, used for music and for studio monitoring. I would surmise that somebody took a look at this and then made all sorts of these. Now, do these, the Status and this one, sound like the Audio Technica? I don't know. Okay, then now let's take a look at the Case 361s. I know, this is going to be boring. All right, Case 361s, hey, look at this. They actually designed their own headphone. All plastic, but feels significantly better built than the Status or the One Audio. And quite frankly, even the Audio Technica. They feel a lot better than Audio Technica. Even though this is all plastic, it's a better plastic. Again, good contact. These have a rotatey. The pads do come off, although I think these pads are great. They're just thick enough that my ear doesn't touch the inside of the driver, and I hate that. They have a 3.5 millimeter connector too. These only come with one cable. These are just north of $100. All right, let's take a look at the Sennheisers. Sennheiser, different design here, but again, it's their design. Pads come off in the usual manner. These are a little bit shallower pads, so my ear did touch the inside of the driver. Different headband, has some little nugget cushions right here so you don't get a hot spot. Kind of a different design. Yeah. I don't know if anybody watches Joe Rogan, but this is what they wear. This cable permanently affixed here, and then you got, yep, that's right, stretchy cable. So when they say pro, they're not kidding. This is really for studio monitoring and things like that. Okay, so let's talk about sound signatures. We'll just start with the Sennheiser since they're in my hands. Flat, completely bare bones flat, not exciting at all. I didn't care for this headphone while listening to music. However, when I put this on and listened to music and I used EQ to get it just where I wanted it to, it sounded fantastic. So this is a mastering headphone. This headphone is meant to listen to music and adjust levels or do podcasts or things like that. You can listen to music to it. I found it very dull. It's not going to be fatiguing though, but you're not going to have any bass. You're not going to have a lot of sparkle. Most of the emphasis is on the vocal area. Crystal clear vocals. Actually, if you get about 3-4 songs into it, it starts sounding pretty good. But initially when I would put this on, it was just flat, 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 flat. This is a pro headphone. I don't think this was made for music. You can listen to music. I think this was made for making music. Okay. The Status. Upon initial listening for about the first 10 seconds, it sounded pretty good. Then I listened longer. There is significant boosting of the bass around the 250 to 300 hertz areas that completely covers up the mid-range. The bass is muddy. There is a pretty significant spike around the 1500 to 2000 hertz mark, and I'm not saying that just because I don't like that sound signature. I say that because a spike at that level causes fatigue. The highs are okay, but they're completely boosted, I'd say 4K and beyond. Really 2K, and then it just ramps up all the way from there. So there is what I would say impression of detail and clarity, but I don't think it's real clarity. I think one is just boosting the levels here. At louder volumes, it gets even worse. Lena Hall, her cover of Creep, she gets really up there, I think around the 2-minute and 10-second mark. And these completely fell apart. I put these on my Ear Studio M100 Mark II to give them a little bit of EQ. I brought down 300 hertz, -8 dB. I brought down 2K, -12 dB. And I got these to have what I would consider a balanced sonic characteristic. Maybe it wasn't -12. It was down there though. There was more than 6 dB of reduction at both 300 hertz and 2000 hertz. They got better. But even when I turned up the volume, there was resonance issues and things like that. At low volumes, these are okay. If you're gonna crank these up, they get bad real quick. They get muddy real quick. That 300, that bass just covers up all the mids. And then the mids that aren't covered up, it just screams at 2K. And then there's a bunch of treble going on. So these can be very fatiguing very fast. And the bass tuning is, ugh. These sounded a lot like I had a pair of V-Modas a while back. Actually, I still have them. The V-Modas, just super absolute, upper bass, lower mids, just thick and gross, covered everything up. These sound a lot like this, but worse and not built as good. Okay? Okay. Status. When someone is making a headphone that looks somewhat nice, built okay, has nice pads, has a nice headband, and then they're throwing out a perfectly produced video talking about how the headphone industry is all weird and they're going to solve the problems. That to me, and their product is like, I didn't even mention the price. I think these were on sale for $50. I think their retail is $60 or something. They're a pretty inexpensive headphone. When you have someone making these elaborate videos and it comes in a package that looks like this, comes with 2 cores and a whole bunch of stuff, sounds like it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Because they need to make money. They need to make money to make that fancy video. They need to make a lot of money doing everything. Their packaging is pretty too. When you have pretty packaging and an inexpensive product, put your flag up, because chances are you're not gonna have a great product. I know I'm painting with broad strokes. Maybe that's not always the case, but that is the case here with the Status. SB something, 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 a whole bunch of letters, something. All right, One Audio. So very similar styling cues on the One Audio. These have a lot larger headphone connection. So this is like, what, a 1/4 inch, whatever connection is, 6.35 millimeter connection. Can't even get them right. Here we go. Here we go. The build quality feels significantly less impressive than the Status, but upon further examination, it's about the same. Those just feel a bit heavier. Their pads look nicer too. This isn't a bad looking headphone, and the headband and these look and feel okay, but the connection is where the cheap. Anyway, so these almost exactly the same as the Audio Technica as well. Their sound signature, this is a bit loose too. Little loose. Their sound signature eerily similar to the Status, although not as bad in the 300 and the 2000. My EQ setting was nearly identical to the Status, except I didn't have to bring down 300 and 2K as much. When I turned these up, they started falling apart too, but not as badly as the Status. Similar sound signature, these are gonna hold up a little bit better. I think these are $80. For an $80 headphone at lower volumes, I think this one's gonna be fine. You got some major boost in the bass though, major boost in the 2K and beyond area. Lower volumes sounds okay. Kids are gonna like these. This probably has some more mass appeal and is not quite as aggressive as the Status. I'm not really impressed. I wouldn't grab these personally, but I can see these being a little bit easier to digest than the Status. I don't know how long these are gonna last. They could last forever, I don't know, but they don't feel like they're going to. The AKG K361s, I don't think it's gonna be any surprise here. This is absolutely a better headphone in every regard over the Status, over the One Audio, and for music listening over the Sennheiser. Again though, the Sennheiser, I don't think the Sennheiser is really meant for music. I think it's meant for making music. Anyway, sound signature on this, slightly boosted bass, very tastefully done. Mids are crystal clear, a little bit of, I wouldn't call it a resonance, but a little bit, the mid-range seems a little light, doesn't have as much body. Top end is very tastefully done. Layer, texture, fantastic sound signature. It's going to take a little while to get used to it. When I first got these, I didn't feel like they had any bass. I think the ear pads broke in a little bit, gave me a better seal, and the bass was there. This headphone sounds remarkable for the price. I also have a pair of Focal, I believe the Elysias, and at one time that was a $900 headphone. If you can still find them, they're about $500. I got them used. This has a similar sound signature, but I actually prefer the sound signature of this over the Elysias. Elysias are a little bit wider. These other two headphones, they have okay sound staging. I don't know. This is a real audiophile headphone. This is a real hi-fi enthusiast headphone. I'm not saying these are toy headphones, but the tunings on them, no. And if you turn up the volume, no. Maybe the One Audio. If you have an Android device and you have access to the EQs in Spotify or Amazon Music, or there's a global EQ in most Amazon phones too, in the sound settings, you go into sound settings, then you go into advanced sound settings, there's an EQ in there. You can EQ these to get them listenable, but again, the way that they're constructed, once the volume gets to a certain point, there's something going on inside that causes all sorts of ickiness into the music. So walk-away winner here is the AKG K361s. This is what I would consider to be a neutral headphone if you want a little bit more bass, a little bit more party. There's the K371s that has a bit of a bigger bass presence. I don't have those, but I've talked to people that I trust about them. It's tastefully done. If you like a little bit more bass, K371s. I'll link all these in the description. I would pass on the Status. One Audio is a Model 6 or whatever it is. Monitor 60. I don't know what you're monitoring because you're monitoring, it's not going to sound right. This is a maybe. One Audio Monitor 60s or maybe if you have EQ or you listen at lower volumes. Pass on the Status. Audio Technicas, I think these are 150 if you get the wired version. Pretty harsh though, upper mid-range and pretty forward in the treble area. And flat sounding. There's no space. There's no largeness. I'd pass on the Sennheisers too, unless you're making music. They're okay, but at that price, just get the K361s or the 371s. Walk away winner. So, if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night we have Patreon-only streams. We also have a Patreon-only Facebook group. You can also sign up for Amazon Music. There's a link in the description. Click on the link. You can get 3 months of Amazon Music for free or 6 months of Disney Plus for free. If you cancel, doesn't matter. I still get a couple of dollars. You can also buy any of these products. Those are affiliate links. So if you purchase those products through my link, I will get a commission. If you have any other suggestions for headphones in the $100 and below price range, put them in the comments. Let me know if I'm missing something. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Listen. Probably through the AKGs, maybe through the One Audios. Skip the Status and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.